Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. Here we'll hit the dog until the owner comes out. Check my previous video. We were trying to connect the dots of the connection between Jeremiah Omoto and this prophetess, so-called prophetess, or this young lady from Zambia called Precious Lungu. She came on a particular show when she was doing damage control for Jeremiah Omoto. And on that live broadcast, she said she is not a member of Jeremiah Omoto. She unequivocally denied her association with Jeremiah Omoto. The good thing about the internet, I keep telling people this, before you come to the internet to say anything, make sure you have analyzed it, make sure you have gone through it, make sure you have processed it and refined it. Because once it is online, it's there forever. And the internet has a very good memory. It keeps records. On this interview, she said she has no relationship with Omoto. She's not a member of Mercy City. But her only connection with Jeremiah Omoto is that she loves the man. And she follows Jeremiah Omoto's stories. So from a statement like that, what can an ordinary person come to conclude? We can all come to a conclusion that she has no any ties, spiritual ties with Jeremiah Omoto for fun. And the questions that we have for this lady from Zambia who claimed that she only traveled all the way from Zambia to go and witness the case of God's love. The question that we had for her was, how did you know about the case of God's love? How was it communicated to you? Because the court appearance of God love in the FFRM court or in this court, it was never announced anywhere. It's only the inside people that knew about this court appearance. It was done underground, private. How did Precious Lungu knew about this court case of God's love? That was the question that we had for her. The other question that we still have to ask is, what if, it's a very big what if, Precious Lungu is the one that is in possession of baby testimony? These are just general questions, people. Like I always say, when you want to connect dots, you look behind. You start putting things, events together, and then you can come up with the bigger picture. It's just a question that I'm asking. What if this Precious Lungu is actually the one in possession of baby testimony? What if? What are the chances of her being the one with baby testimony? Remember the pictures that I posted prior and the video that I posted prior, which showed the room in which this prophetess, Precious Lungu or Langa, when she was doing a video, the walls of her room were green. And the pictures of the baby, which is alleged to be baby testimony, the walls of that room were also green, which made us to believe that Precious Lungu and these alleged pictures of baby testimony, she's probably the mother of this alleged kid called baby testimony now, which they are saying is not baby testimony. Which also brings us back to analyze the entire syndicate of this damage control that they are trying to do. To say, what if God's love, Precious Lungu, Jeremiah Omoto, and the entire Mercy City were planning together, and God's love was an informant for Jeremiah Omoto, and they deployed God's love to come and send us the pictures of the child of Precious Lungu? Because they say, if we look at the pictures of this boy that they are saying is not baby testimony, this boy looks he resembles baby testimony. They look very much alike. What if this was an entire project which they set on to say, how can we neutralize this case of the missing child? Let's send Prof X these pictures and tell him that these pictures are of baby testimony. Let's make Prof X run that narrative of saying that these pictures are of baby testimony. Well, God's love did send me the pictures. I put them across digital platforms, but I never said these are pictures of baby testimony. I'm very strategic and calculative and tactical in everything that I do on these digital spaces. I'll never produce something that I have not yet confirmed to be solid and actually say this is the fact. That's why here I'm asking questions. That's why here I'm trying to direct each and every one of us in a direction whereby we can be able to come up with a conclusion, whereby we can be able to put the puzzle pieces together until we know who's actually responsible for the abduction of baby testimony. That's all that we are trying to do here. Because at the end of the day, what we want to do is to find baby testimony. How do we find baby testimony? Let's do the job of the Nigerian police, the job that they were supposed to do. And they didn't do it. They didn't do it. If the Nigerian police had done their job, testimony could have been found a day after he went missing. Testimony could have been found 2 days, in 24 hours, if Jeremiah Omoto had deployed all the resources within his reach to do an investigation or to raise awareness about the disappearance of this child. We could not be having this conversation. Baby testimony could have been found. The money Jeremiah Omoto is using today to do damage control, the money Jeremiah Omoto is using today to pay media houses and television channels to clear his name or to do damage control or to push a propaganda for him, if he had used that money to investigate this case of baby testimony the very same day or the week that baby testimony was abducted, we will not be having this conversation today. Do you know what is the cost of ignorance? Do you know the cost of ignorance? If Jeremiah had done the right thing back then, that is if he's not part of the abduction syndicate, he wouldn't be going through this fire, this heat that he's going through right now. He wouldn't be having any questions to answer because he would have played his part to assist Sister Ruth Matthew. What makes us think that Jeremiah Omoto is involved in this abduction syndicate? It's his silence and how he has ignored and how he has not done anything to help Sister Ruth Matthew find the missing child. Now, because they've realized that they can't get themselves out of this case, obviously they can't, no matter what they can try to do. The only alternative that they have now is to sell a narrative that the child is not missing. That's the only narrative that they can sell now, that no, listen, this child was never missing. But everything points out to them that this child went missing at Mercy City. So going back to the connection of dots between Precious Lungu and Jeremiah Omoto, I came across a poster. Like I said, the internet never forgets. I want you to pay very close attention to this poster of Precious Lungu, the lady who said she's not a member of Mercy City. She only loves Jeremiah Omoto for fun. Look at this poster here, which I came across on the internet. I'm proud of you people. One thing I love about you people is you are helping me to do this whole investigation. It's not that I'm smart or I'm intelligent. It's because of you people. Without you people, I can never figure out the entire puzzle pieces of this syndicate. Some people send me pictures, and I want to give credit. I wouldn't be able to mention names here because some people want to remain private. They sent me this poster here of Precious Lungu back in 2019. And here's the poster. Christ Mercy Land Deliverance Ministries. As you can see the baby charlatan here, she has the picture of Jeremiah Omoto in the background. And this was a poster for an event which was scheduled for the 26th of April back in 2019. 26th of April back in 2019. Something again that I want us to take cognizant of. Baby testimony went missing in 2019 on the 15th of April. Precious Lungu was holding this event on the 26th of April, the same month, 10 days after baby testimony was abducted. And this same Precious Lungu came and said she's not a member of Mercy City. By this time, she was already, deep in this occultism, deep in this cult of Omoto for fun. Now she comes and then she says she knows nothing about Jeremiah Omoto. And testimony was abducted on the 15th of April. And Precious Lungu is holding an event 10 days after, on the 26th of April. Does this mean anything? It might not mean anything. But we are just putting 1 and 2 together. We are just connecting the dots together. So what are the chances that Precious Lungu is the one that is in custody of baby testimony? The real baby testimony. What are the chances? Because Precious Lungu was the first person to come on digital platforms to actually introduce to us and tell us that God's love was contracted by Prof X. She was the one to say those things. She was the first person to come and say those things. She was the first person to come and tell us about the court case. We didn't know about the court case until Precious Lungu came out on live broadcast and told us that God's love was apprehended. What is the connection between Precious Lungu, God's love, and Jeremiah Omoto? Was this an entire plan that they orchestrated together to try to dismiss this case of the missing child, to try to neutralize it and make this case about the pictures? Because if you check most myopic bloggers from Nigeria in digital platforms, what they are focusing on right now is the narrative of the pictures that were posted, which they are alleging that these pictures are not of baby testimony. That's the narrative that they are trying to ride on now, of which it's a useless narrative. We don't care whether the pictures were for baby testimony or were not for baby testimony. The fact that those pictures, that boy looks like baby testimony, we still want to do a DNA test to actually find out if that boy indeed is not baby testimony. But the issue of pictures is nothing. It does not add any value to this conversation of the missing child. It doesn't. So that's the narrative that they are trying to peddle on right now, to trade with right now, to say, okay, because the pictures that were circulated were not baby testimony, then this whole case does not hold any water. The child was never missing. No, the child is still missing, and the child was missing. The last time the child was seen, it was at Mercy City. And everyone within Mercy City knows about the case of the missing child. It's funny how they can come now and start saying that the child was not missing. Yet this case was reported to the police, and the police did not do their investigation. Of course, brown envelopes were sliding under the cupboards. Brown envelopes, were exchanged so that this case can be rendered, useless. Who's Ruth Matthew? She's just a poor woman who can't afford to pursue a case like this. She got to a point whereby she tried to reach Berekete family to ask for assistance. Berekete did what they did, but they did not yield any results. They also changed the narrative. They started saying Ruth is inconsistent with their statements. What happened between Jeremiah Omoto and Berekete? Is it because Ruth was not consistent with their statements that Berekete dropped the case? What happened? Those are still big questions that we still also have for the Berekete family. Regardless of what they did, the effort that they put in to help Sister Ruth Matthew, the fact that they dropped this case prematurely, it still gives us those questions to ask the ordinary president. What did he discover that made him withdraw his support? What did he come across that made him withdraw his support for Sister Ruth Matthew? What made him lose interest? It cannot just be because Ruth was inconsistent with their statements. Okay, she was inconsistent with their statements, as they say, but still a child is missing. So are you going to quit, to forfeit the pursuit for justice for a missing child because the mother is inconsistent with her statements? Okay, looking at it from the perspective of inconsistency of statements, tell me a normal mother that can be consistent with her statements when her child goes missing, when her child is abducted, when her child is kidnapped. A mother can say anything to put pressure and raise the sense of agency to anyone that is capable of retrieving this child or finding this child. A mother can say anything. So any inconsistency of a statement is not enough for the Berekete family to drop the case. But that's not the issue right now. The issue here is concerning Precious Lungu and her relationship with Jeremiah Omoto. Now, because she realized that we exposed her, we cracked her open, beyond no reasonable doubt that she's a daughter of Jeremiah Omoto, she recently did a video. And listen to the ignorance and listen to her defense concerning the statements that she had made of her relationship with Jeremiah Omoto and Mercy City. Just listen to her utterances now.
It's Precious from Zambia, the daughter of Prophet Jeremiah Omoto from Faith. The other time I was, this is the woman that I was on the platform of Dada Mercy the other time. Because I'm from the other country, I couldn't hear the Pidgin English nicely. So the question that Dada Mercy was asking me, some of them I couldn't understand. The Pidgin English is my first time for me to hear that English. So I couldn't understand it. So I cannot deny my father. I cannot deny my spiritual father. I'm proud of Papa J. I love him so much. I hear Prof X was talking about how come this woman, she's from where, and she has come to do what here. I've come to see my spiritual father, of course. And when I came here, this is when I found people, they were talking about this issue, they were talking about this program. Then I followed them. I wanted to go and hear the truth about it. So I love Papa J. I will remain the daughter of Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fufe. Dada Mas, I couldn't hear your English nicely. That's why I've answered like that. But I wanted to control this, and I want to let people understand that this is the woman of God, the prophetess of Zambia. I call myself the lioness of Zambia, the daughter of Owomo Womo. I cannot deny my father. Through this man of God, my life has changed. I am a testimony. I am a testimony. So right now, as you can see, I'm in Mercy City. This is Mercy City, Wari Delta State. I've come all the way from Zambia to meet my spiritual father. So I am proud to be a daughter of Senior Prophet Jeremiah Omoto Fufe. God bless you all. I love you, Papa J. I love you, sons and daughters of Papa. God bless you. Bye.
So in this case, Precious Lungu is saying that she did not hear the Pidgin language clearly. That's why she said she's not a member of Mercy City. People, can you sense the myopic nature or mindset or damage control of these people? That's why I'm always telling you that we are dealing with dummies here. That's why we are going to win this case. This case is a win-win. Are you, what's the difference between a Pidgin language and English? This guy who asked Precious Lungu the question, is it a Pidgin language, this one? Listen to it again.
Wait, madam, madam, wait. Are you from Mercy City? Please,
I'm not from Mercy City. I'm from Zambia. I came here to check on this.
Wait, no, Mama, wait. You know this part. They will cut this part. Settle down. Wait, you laugh. Wait, madam, wait. I'll be you want to see you just play. They don't wait, madam, wait. I beg.
Okay.
Please tell us your name first, so that.
Okay. I'm Precious Lungu from Zambia.
Precious Lungu. Are you a member of Mercy City?
I'm not.
You are not a member of Mercy City. Okay, madam, please. You said you are in Nigeria because of this case. Why do you leave Zambia to Nigeria because of this case?
Okay. I'm not a member, but I love Prophet Jeremiah and I follow his case. Okay?
This is pure English. Are you a member of Mercy City? Are you a member of Mercy City? What has brought you to Nigeria? I am in Nigeria because I love Prophet Jeremiah Omoto. I've been following this case. She distanced herself completely from Jeremiah Omoto Fofeng because she knew had she implicated herself to be a member of Jeremiah Omoto Fofeng, we were going to ask questions, same question that we are asking now, of her involvement in the abduction of baby testimony. She might be the one who abducted baby testimony, or she might be the one who is in custody of baby testimony. Just listen again to the inconsistency of her statements after we exposed her. She has no place to hide now. Now she comes out to confess. And in the confession, she lies again. Covering up a lie with a lie will only build a series of lies. And at the end of the day, you will be disgraced, exposed, and will eventually get to the bottom of this to actually know her involvement. We've actually contacted the authorities of Zambia, the Zambian authorities, because the role that Precious Lungu is playing, it's obstruction of justice, which is a crime. There is a baby missing here. And you are coming to make allegations. You are coming to spread a narrative, obstructing justice for the discovery of baby testimony, for justice for baby testimony. I want you to listen again to her inconsistency in the things that she said, in the lies that she just recently gave now.
The other time I was, this is the woman that I was on the platform of Dada Mercy the other time. Because I'm from the other country, I couldn't hear the Pidgin English nicely. So the question that Dada Mercy was asking me, some of them I couldn't understand. The Pidgin English is my first time for me to hear that English. So I couldn't understand it.
Tell us your name first, so that.
Okay. I'm Precious Lungu from Zambia.
Precious Lungu. Are you a member of Mercy City?
I'm not.
You are not a member of Mercy City. Precious Lungu. Are you a member of Mercy City?
I'm not.
You are not a member of Mercy City.
So tell me, Precious Lungu, I know you're watching. What was not so clear about the questions that we asked? That it was pigging, you couldn't hear it properly. That's why you had to say that you don't know Jeremiah Omoto. You were asked this question twice in a row. So you're telling me in the entire interview, the only part that you did not hear was, are you a member of Mercy City? You did not hear that part properly. It sounded like pigging to you. We are not fools, people. We are not fools. Jeremiah Omoto, we are watching you. The more mistakes you make, the easier it becomes for us to know the role that you also played in the abduction of baby testimony. Because it's clear now that these people are all guilty as charged. They are all guilty as charged. The mistakes that they keep making in the form of trying to do damage control keeps on implicating them. It keeps on implicating them. And the main question before I close this video is, what if Precious Lungu is the one that is with baby testimony? The confidence that she had coming out, the fact that she came from Zambia to come and represent this case, it says a lot about her involvement. This one is an inside man. This one is an inside woman. She knows everything. Very trusted by Jeremiah Omoto. And they've been together for a very long time. Just like from this poster, as you can see, since 2019, the very same year and the very same month that the baby was abducted, Precious Lungu was holding an event 10 days after baby testimony was abducted. What if this event was a celebration of the abduction of baby testimony? What if? What if? What if? What if? We are only left with what ifs. But let's keep on connecting the dots. And let's keep on hitting the dogs until the owners come out. Eventually, Jeremiah Omoto will come out. Eventually, Jeremiah Omoto will become an active participant in the investigation of this case. We shall let no wicked people have rest. There shall be no rest for the wicked. We shall get to the bottom of this. Until baby testimony is released, we shall not stop putting pressure on Omoto for fame. He will run out of funds doing damage control, paying television stations to do damage control for him. But we are so much committed. With all the money that he has, and with all the Holy Spirit that is behind us, we will see who will bow down to who. We will see the power of money and we'll see the power of the Holy Ghost. If God is in it, we'll see whose God is more superior or more powerful than the God of the other. We'll see if the God of Owomomo has that power of dominance or of destruction. We'll see if the God of Owomomo can counter our God. We'll see, we'll get to know who's really backed by God and whose God's is power. And I believe the spirit of baby testimony lives. And the spirit of baby testimony is going to inspire so many people. The spirit of baby testimony is going to fight until we get justice for him. This will set a yardstick for the exposure of the rest of the charlatans that are in Nigeria. This is a case that is worth fighting for. We have to do everything we can. We have to employ every resource that we can to make sure that we free baby testimony. A child cannot go missing at church and people ignore it. That can never happen. That will not happen. If it means church has to pause for now, then let it pause until we get baby testimony. They can say, baby, the child was not missing. The child is this. Oh, you can say it. Keep saying it. But we say the child is missing. And the last time he was seen was at Mercy City. With that being said, it's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. Don't forget to subscribe and to click the notification icon. I'm out.